Hey guys, welcome back. Well, today I wanted to talk about, as the title shows, solar. I've been tossing the idea around for quite some time about having my house and or just the shop here that runs the boiler, the kiln, and so on, to be just solar, so off the grid. So I've done a lot of research over the, I'd say probably a year on doing solar, and I'm one of those that's kind of like do-it-yourselfer, you know. I'm not going to pay a company to come in here and do it and da-da-da-da. So a couple companies I looked at. One for sure is the EcoFlow. I like how their units look, how easy they are to use, plug and play pretty much. I've seen a couple videos on them. I follow a couple guys who have done a bunch of DIY projects with them, you know, as far as, you know, getting the transfer switch and all that stuff, this, you know, the panels set up. So I've been considering it for quite some time. I did have, for the garage only, the transfer switch put in this year, which is right off the main box for the garage. So the switch is here. Obviously it's a generator switch, which you can plug a solar unit right to that and power this whole thing. I have the switch in here to turn off the power from the house, and you flip this and then you can use the plug. So not that we lose power a lot here, but we've lost power last winter. It wasn't that long, it was like 7-8 hours, but it was one of the coldest days, and thankfully I had my generator out, which I still have it out over there, so I could plug it into the boiler, because obviously you want that to not shut down. So I did have to plug that in and run it. Obviously the water that's in there ain't gonna freeze. The water in the ground though, if it's not circulating, it could freeze pretty quickly, I think, because if it's not running, it's gonna get cold. I know it'd probably take a few hours, but after 6, 7, 8 hours, I might be a little concerned, because it was like negative 5, I think, that day. I mean, it was pretty cold for a while, so the ground was froze. But anyways, so I've been thinking about doing that for a while. Curious to see what you guys, you know, if any of you guys have done solar. Did you have a company come in? Did you do like your own build on it? So I was looking at the EcoFlow Delta Pros with the both head units and then the 2 additional batteries. I'm pretty sure that would power my whole shop, no problem. And I have a huge roof that I can put as many panels as I want on, and it gets direct sunlight all day long. So, and it would be kind of out of sight, out of mind. I wouldn't even see it, which is kind of ideal. So the boiler's running right now. I just filled it. This whole roof, this is the south over here. That's obviously the east. So that whole roof up there, I could put as many panels as I want. So I wouldn't have to go on the house or in the yard or whatever. I can put it right there, and it'd be an easy setup to do for the shop. Now we heat our whole house with our outdoor boiler, heats the shops, the snow melt system, and so on. So I really would like to be 100% off the grid. So I did see that the EcoFlow, they did come out with the Pro Ultra, which is like 3 times as much power as the Delta Pros. So that really piques my interest. I'm not sure how much that exactly costs, but that unit, I could power the whole house, the shops, all in one, for sure. Because they claim that if you had that set up and you lost power for 4 days, it should be able to power your whole house for 4 days. So if I had it set up with all the solar panels, I feel like I could recharge and power the whole house every day. So I've been looking into that, and I don't know, I think soon here to be a nice project for me to do. I'm probably gonna have to get in contact with EcoFlow on it. I know they have limited orders on the Ultra, but I think that's kind of where I'm leaning. I'd really like to be off the grid. Like I said, we don't use any natural gas anymore since we have the boiler. It heats our hot water and so on. But to be off grid would be great. So I'm curious to see what you guys' thoughts are on that, what you think of solar, and if you think it's reliable and whatnot. I mean, we get sun here all the time. You know, even in the days that we don't get, you're still gonna get a little bit of charge out of it. But I think it would be enough that it'd be okay to have a couple days, even if, like in the wintertime, obviously it's always cloudy and so on, but I think it'd be enough. So I'm considering doing that. I've been thinking about it for a long time, so I'm curious to see what you guys think on that, or if you have other options that you think would be more suitable. So yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking about today. So yeah, I mean, we already have our heat source, which is huge because we're in Wisconsin here, so it's obviously cold. And you know, the boiler's running, and that's a gasification unit. But right now, like I said, it was empty. I just added a bunch of wood, so it takes a little bit to get up to the temp. It was a little cold. I did a full clean out. So, but anyways, yeah, as everybody knows that follows the channel, I pretty much do everything here, like all this concrete, the lean-tos, the pole barn, the snow melt. I do all that myself, the plumbing in the house. So I think the solar setup would be a pretty good learning experience. I got plenty of real estate on the roof to fill it with panels if I have to, which I probably would. I'd max out the charging rate, whatever it's capable of handling, I would do that. So just to make sure I'm good. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. I'm curious, like I said, I'm curious to see if you guys have done it, or if you know, if you have, what your results are on it, if you would do something differently. So that's kind of where I'm going. So like I said, I'm curious to see what you guys have done and what your thoughts are on that. But kind of leading towards the EcoFlow Delta Pro Ultra. So, but if I'm gonna do something, I got to do it here pretty quickly. So since that unit just came out, and it's only, I think, 500 units that they're selling. So I would assume that goes fairly quick. But if that's something you guys want to see, you know, comment and let me know. And that could be a pretty good project, just like my kiln build and so on. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I mean, it's kind of what's coming up here on the channel, intermixed with everything else that I do. So, but as always, keep burning.